Hi, in this video, I'll show you how to build a retrieval AI agent or an agentic RAG in Python using this open source framework called Phidata. With the retrieval AI agent, we will be able to pull information from an external data source. Having an agentic RAG system is very useful. For example, if we want to search information from different kinds of sources, it is helpful if you want to use a prompt that requires a sequential reasoning or using a prompt that has multiple parts. We can use the RAG agent to get responses from multiple documents and also use it to analyze structured data. So before creating this retrieval AI agent, we need to install some packages. First, we have LansDB, which is a vector database. With LansDB, you can convert any data source into vector database. So we need to install the Python package for LansDB. Next, we should install TanTV to perform a full text search. You can find the TanTV package on GitHub. Next, we are going to install the PDF library for Python and SQL Alchemy. You can find both packages on pyp.org. I have already installed the 4 packages, so launch your favorite Python editor and install them in the command line. Let's paste this pip command. If I press enter, you can see here I have already installed each one of them. So to create our agentic RAG system, we need to first make the necessary imports. I have Phidata already installed, so we need to import the agent class from Phidata. Then we import from our module provider. Over here, I'm going to use OpenAI. I have already created an OpenAI account and exported my API key. Next, we need to import OpenAI Embedder, the PDF library, and LansDB. Our next step is to create a knowledge base from PDF. So here we create a new knowledge base from the PDF package and specify this URL. Then we create a new LansDB vector database with all these properties. Next, we should load the knowledge base and also create our agent. Let's call it Retrieval Agent. So here we are going to use OpenAI and specify the model we want to use. We have GPT-4o mini and pass the knowledge base we created here to the agent. Let's add some other properties. We have show2calls set to true. We also want to display the output with Markdown so that we have a well-formatted response from the model. After adding the knowledge base to the agent, we can now go ahead and print the result. So here we want to add this prompt to retrieve the response from this URL. We can now go ahead and run the file. You can see the file name is retrieval-agent.py. So let's go to the terminal and run it. It takes a few seconds. That gives a response from the model. So over here we have the prompt, and as we scroll down we have the response from the model. You can see everything is well formatted because we specified Markdown as true. So we have the various sections, ingredient and instructions, as well as tips for the prompt we specified. Instead of displaying the output in the command line, we can also use the agent UI of Phidata so that we can interact with the retrieval agent in a nice user interface instead of the command line. The agent UI is available via the playground of Phidata. So let's remove this part. First, you need to install the FData Playground and import it here. After importing the playground, you can now go ahead and create a new playground and save it. Over here, we should pass the name of the file. You can see here, it is retrieval-agent.py and specify the port. To use the FileData Playground, we need authentication. So let's bring the terminal again and run the command fileauth. You have noticed here, it authenticates the app with FileData.com. So we can visit it in the browser over here. We can now launch the FileData dashboard in the browser. Over here, you can see we can go to the docs or use a demo agent. With the demo agent, you can, for example, ask these questions, but that is not what we want. We want to run the retrieval agent. So from the top right, let's change the endpoint from demo agents and select the local host at port 777. For some reason, the port is not available. So let's go back to the code again and rerun the command. Then we are going to run the file again and go back to the browser and refresh. You can see over here, we successfully fetched the endpoints. So we can go ahead and add a prompt to retrieve information from the PDF document. Let's use the same prompt as the one we used in the command line and send it. So you can see here, we have the same response as the one we displayed in the command line with a well-formatted markdown. So that is all about creating a retrieval AI agent in Python using Phidata to retrieve information from an external source.